Hello and thanks for stopping by. This is Shark Attack for the Atari 2600, released by Apollo in 1982, and I'm playing this game on a Retron 77. Shark Attack fundamentally is kind of like a Pac Man clone, but there are some differences that are kind of interesting with this one. Here you're a deep sea diver under the sea, swimming through a maze and trying to avoid a man-eating shark that swims across the screen. You have to conform to the shape of the maze, but the shark doesn't. So you swimming down a path can actually become really dangerous if you can't get out of the way of the shark in time. The shark certainly moves faster than you can swim, so you're going to need to get used to how fast the shark is traveling compared to how fast you can travel. The difficulty switch can affect how fast you move. There's a fast and a slow setting. The maze is filled with diamonds. That's these little bits that are floating around the maze. Swim around and collect them for points. The fire button is used in some of the game modes to close the shark cage door. So, you're a deep sea diver swimming around trying to find lost treasure. Diamonds, basically. There are different game variations on the cartridge, a total of 16. Like a lot of Atari games, all this means is there's a grid in the back of the manual that explains all the different variables that you can select. It's just a mix and match between them mostly. There are 1 and 2 player games, half the games being 1 player, half the games being 2 players, so basically there's 8 different varieties. There are 2 gameplay types to worry about. There's Gobble, which is just like Pac Man. You pick up as many diamonds you want, and then return them to the shark cage. There's also the game Pick 'em Up. In this one, you have to take the diamonds one at a time back to the shark cage. If you get eaten by a shark before you get the diamonds back to the cage, you lose whatever diamonds you were carrying. There are also 4 cage door modes. The cage could always be open, it could open and close, you could control it opening and closing with the fire button and the joystick, or the opening rotates. It's just another variable in the game. When you're in the shark cage, if the door is closed, you are protected from the shark. Okay. Now, there are also 4 mystery caves. That's each of the 4 corners of the map. There's this little small cave. When you enter the mystery cave, it will teleport you to one of the other caves. This is fundamentally like the teleport tunnel you get in Pac Man, although here, the screen is going to flash and change color, and make a bunch of noise when you teleport. It's random where you end up, so it may or may not be dangerous to use this option, because you never know where the shark is going to appear. Also, the Loch Ness Monster might appear. If you disturb her, she's going to appear on the screen, and she's going to race after you until you lead her back to one of the 4 caves. You won't be protected if you manage to get into the shark cage for this one. So, if the Loch Ness Monster appears, the first time it's probably going to confuse you. But if you recognize this squiggly thing coming on the screen, race as fast as you can to the mystery cave. Any mystery cave will do. Go through it. That'll take care of the problem. Okay, we need to talk about the shark cage. The shark cage is confusing. It's described in the manual, but if you look at the screen, it's not obvious what the shark cage actually is. The shark cage is just that square center area on the screen. Unfortunately, it's the same color as the maze, so it's not obvious. And this makes it really confusing. I think anyway, because it doesn't stand out. It should be a different color. Probably gray or blue. But it's not. So, if you picked up this cartridge and didn't have the manual to read, you would probably have no idea what's going on with this game. Or how to reset the maze to collect more diamonds. Also, the Loch Ness Monster. When she shows up, she just rips across the screen towards you. It's really alarming when it happens, and it happens really fast. Scrambling to a mystery cave when this happens, it is not an easy task. I like this one for how you travel through the maze. First of all, you need to stay in the middle of the maze as you travel along. If you touch the sides of the maze, it could get you snagged, and that's going to slow you down. I kind of like that. It's actually not just a maze, it's like an obstacle. I've reviewed a few different Pac Man clones, and this is one of the reviews I have to say is better than most of the ones I've seen so far. It's just different enough to be interesting. I know there's not a huge amount of variety in this game, and I think that's probably the one thing that's holding it back for me. Maybe if there was at least one more shape to the maze, just a variety that you could, when you clear the maze, the shape of the maze changes, I think that would take this game from being good to great. As it is now, it's really just rinse and repeat, so if you get bored with doing the same maze over and over again, this one is probably going to grate on you after a while. Really, all it is now is gather the diamonds, deposit them in the shark cage, rinse and repeat. Well, That's all I have today for Shark Attack for the Atari 2600. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you on another video.